Okay.
I'll get Kleenex. We got Kleenex over there.
I'm good.
Tell us when you're ready, Shanna.
I'm ready.
My name is Cindy Lutz. My daughter is Victoria Lutz, and this is our EBLI story. Well, she was in a Title I program at school, and it was mainly based on sight reading and memory of words. And after 3 weeks, I knew that wasn't gonna cut it for her. You can't memorize every word, and you're not always gonna look in books for pictures to help you figure out what the story's saying. And I knew that she needed help. And then after a month of school, I got a note home saying that she was below grade level in math and reading, which I was really shocked because it was the beginning of the year, and I wondered why I didn't find out about that the previous year at the end of the year, so we could have really pursued something over the summer. And that's when I talked to my husband and said we need to help her somehow, and the program at her local elementary school wasn't working. And then the next day, I was scanning Facebook one day, and she came up and shared a little bit of her story with her son on Facebook, and then shared where he got his help. And I was like, oh, that's what Victoria needs. And it was just, I feel like it was just a godsend for me to know where to take her to get the right help. So we made the appointment and came here and met an amazing teacher named Cricket, who fell in love with our daughter, and our daughter fell in love with her. And it clicked.
I did. I fell in love with her.
I sent an email to her Title I teacher and told her we were pulling her from all Title I programs because we had found a program outside of the school system that we were going to put her in, and we didn't want her confused by two separate reading styles. And because we felt strongly about EBLI, that the rest was going to be tabled until we see how we do. And of course, they tried to talk me out of it. I got a phone call later in the afternoon, and I wasn't going to budge. And honestly, from that moment on, I was pretty much given the cold shoulder the rest of the year from this certain teacher because I pulled her out of her program. Yeah, she was way happier because she wasn't behind, for one thing, at the beginning of her day, and she was honestly much more happier in the hours she spent here at EBLI than she was in the 5 days all day at school. And I could just see her confidence build, and she was so excited to come here every week, and I never got that excitement from her to go to school every day. So there was a definite bond with people here, especially her teacher here was a big bond, and I think the one-on-one especially is what she really grasped onto, and is what she needed. It wasn't just sit down for an hour and go through these steps. You built a relationship with her, and that's what made the connection for her to work for you, was the relationship you built with her and the constant praising and encouraging. And I don't think they really get that in school, because they got to get them in, get them out, and another group comes in. And that means a lot for her. She was very eager to read. Because I subbed in her class, whenever I would ask for a student to read, she would always raise her hand. She wasn't shy about it any longer. There were still moments where some words she didn't understand, and it got a little choppy, but she worked through it almost without help or prompts, and that was huge. In fact, at the end of the year, I was talking to another mom in another class, And she had no clue that Victoria couldn't read because she had heard her read out loud in front of both classes and was just amazed at how fluent she was with her reading, and asked me how she became such a good reader, and then I shared the whole program here. And so she is really working hard at trying to get her daughter into the same program. I know she was behind in math, but she couldn't read. So if you can't read to follow the problems, you're not going to improve in math either. But she has improved in both greatly. In fact, her teacher even said, I don't know where you're taking her, but she has improved 100%.
Wow.
That was at the
And that's
first
in math
conference.
or reading? Both.
In all,
Wow.
in math and reading.
Okay.
And that was at her first conference in November when she said that. And she had only been here, I think, 4 sessions.
Did you keep using these skills after you left me?
Yes.
Okay. And notice a difference? How was the end of school? Would your teacher tell you?
That I was doing good. I could spell more words. My reading and spelling was different after I worked with you.
How?
I could read better. The teacher said it was better. From the first of the year to the end of the year, she said I was doing excellent.
I would encourage anyone who has a child that struggles to bring them here because it will change their life. And as a parent, it's up to us to stand in the gap for our kids and find the programs that's going to meet their needs. And sometimes the schools are not going to be the answer. You're going to have to step outside the school to help them, and this is the place to come.